up, guys? Welcome back from the LG Studios here in New York City. I'm axeltoss, joined by axslav, and we're currently watching the Challenger League, trying to find out which players are going to come one step closer to getting to the oh-so-important Premier League of WCS America. Currently, we've got a tie series on our hands between Hellokitty and XY. Both players are ready. I'm in start game.
Let's do it, of course. Neo Planet S is going to be the deciding map here in a PvT situation. What build will Hellokitty bust out here?
I like watching this guy, I'll be honest.
He's fun, man. I believe versus Young, he did the Blink Stalker, one base blink on his build. We'll see if he goes for that again, because it honestly hasn't really treated him well.
Right.
His other builds, like, I don't know what you named the build he did last game, but that build worked better for him. So let's just hope he does one of those ones.
I mean, it is Neo Planet S. Most Protoss players love doing the two-base stuff because it can be a little bit difficult to take that third. So anything can happen here. I'm super excited to find out what does. The top right-hand location of this oh-so-important Game 3. A must-win situation for both of these two players. Your red Protoss player in the top right is Hellokitty. Not to be confused with Goodbye Doggy. Or, I guess, Puppy. His opponent in the bottom left-hand location is your blue Terran player hailing from China. One win away from advancing to the next round of the bracket stage. He is XY. Not to be confused with AB.
That would be another name you could choose.
Yeah?
Not as exciting as XY. Letters get more interesting.
I like the letter A.
You know, I like the letter X.
Yeah, the letter X is pretty cool. You're right. Maybe it should be AX. ELTOSS.
You know, AX is really the best.
AX is pretty awesome.
Just stick with AX. That's the best two-letter
that.
combination.
All right. So, PBT, Neo Planet S. Oh, okay. So I'm wondering what's going through XY's mind. He's like, okay, what is this guy going to do to me?
He's got to be ridiculously confused right now.
I feel like Reaper is going to be a must.
I think, you know, that last game, he really over-defended. You don't need 6 bunkers if you have a wall as well. Especially with him already kind of countering early gateway pressure, and he went so marine heavy.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's scary. It's scary to be Terran. And the thing is it's the build he did put him in that position. Like, it's very easy. That's why it's almost easier to be greedier sometimes. If you take a very fast third CC,
sure, then
you can be like, well, I'll just put a whole bunch of bunkers and it doesn't matter. Like, I can afford them, right? But because he was only doing 2 CC with a late tack, going 4 barracks before attack, he really couldn't afford to make as many bunkers because he had invested in so much early units already and didn't really power the economy. And so I think that put him in an awkward position. And this game he's going, you know, just for the Reaper scout, and that'll allow him to continually scout Hellokitty, assuming the Reaper doesn't die, and really that way he can judge exactly what he needs to defend.
Yeah, and this is a good map for Reaper play. You do have many avenues inside your opponent's main base. Now, Hellokitty could possibly expect this. I feel like he's the kind of player who would expect it and be like, all right, I'm going to put something down that I want him to scout, and then I'll do something completely different. We can look out for that. Wow, Reaper taking down a probe already. Good start there for XY.
That is why, as a probe, you try to avoid wandering alone.
Oh, trying to be a ninja on the ramp. Of course, Reaper does not have high ground vision. This is not the beta. Reaper gonna hop.
That was called combat awareness.
Is that what it was?
Reaper still has combat drugs,
right?
But no longer combat awareness.
Sell it.
Oh, Reaper gotta be a little more careful there. Gonna jump away and. He likes to play it close. You know, every little damage you do in his Zeld can make a difference sometimes later on. Fast Stargate from Hellokitty.
Ooh. Interesting.
And again, this is a build I love. It's the super fast upgrade from XY.
And he's already had that engineering bay ready
yeah.
to build the turret. I mean, I think it's obviously going to be Oracle. Now, you did mention Hellokitty liked the Phoenix style with Colossus. Oh, the Reaper might scout.
He would still get the Oracle first, though.
Sure.
Yeah, and he's going to scout that.
Should have gone the other way.
I think he still's going to cut the Reaper off.
Yeah, that Reaper.
Yeah, that Reaper is.
Unless he's a ninja.
Oh, he's trying to be ninja.
He could be a ninja.
No, he's a dead ninja.
All right.
Or maybe he really wasn't a ninja.
Well, he did scout the Stargate.
That's true.
Now, do you even go Oracle? Yeah, I guess you do. Just the threat is nice, and Envision, it has other things other abilities besides just killing. Also, scouting is important.
It also forced him to get a turret, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, if you're already paid for the Stargate, might as well go ahead and get that Oracle. It's such a useful unit. And I want to see if XY is going to get those turrets. At least, there we go. Yep. Timing out perfectly. Of course, there's no reason to get instantly scout the Stargate because you have to build the Oracle first, has to cross the map.
Yep.
In fact, he's timing him actually probably about 8 seconds earlier than he needs in theory, but not going to be a big difference here. Using the Mothership Core to scout out if there's any Terran units at the top of the map that would spot that Oracle.
Now, I'm wondering about the Forge timing from Hellokitty this game. Because the Terran player went for such an early engineering bay, the Protoss almost has to go double Forge or something like that to stay, to catch back up, I guess is the right way to put it. But Hellokitty has to be able to identify the fast engineering bay, the fast +1 upgrade.
It also depends on what type of build he does.
Right, he might just go for 2 base something, right?
Yeah, or if he's going for Phoenix Colossi, he just can't get double Forge.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be behind in upgrades in certain compositions because it's more about the way the units interact with each other. More like, for example, it's more about how the Phoenix interact with the Vikings.
Yep.
And Colossi, if you have a lot of Colossi, they're going to do well no matter what.
Just like Storm, like it's not like you want a +1 weapons upgrade for Storm.
Exactly. So Oracle trying to do what it can and scout around. It actually might be stuck.
It might be. Well.
Oh yeah, it was.
The Ninja Oracle.
That almost escaped.
Yeah.
That'd have been truly impressive if it was able to escape. So I think we are going to see the Phoenix Colossi starting up that. Oh no, he was teasing. He started Phoenix Production for a second, then he
canceled?
Yeah, he canceled it. Probably saying, you know what, I need some gas to get the range for the Colossi first, and then I'll worry about producing those Phoenix. Some players like to get the Phoenix early first, and that way you can often pick off some SCVs with harass and stuff like that. But if your opponent already has those missile turrets, the harassment job of the Phoenix isn't really that great. Whereas you still want to get that Colossus out as fast as possible, just so your opponent can't, walk at you with Marines and kill you. Once there's enough, that Photon Overcharge alone can't stop them.
We have some Marines and Marauders marching across the map here. This is looking eerily similar to game number 1. It remains to be seen whether or not XY wants to engage. Probably just going to try to force that Photon Overcharge back away. Maybe if he senses weakness, charging in there, but once that first Colossus pops out, I don't see this push working. He might just hold back and go for that counterattack method again.
Oh, forcing a Photon Overcharge, now backing away. He is getting those medevacs. Again, similar to last game, XY is not getting a third command center. Actually, similar to the first game as well. And this is a very, this is what we call a 2-base powering build in PvP. When you go up to 5 barracks off of just 2 command centers, and then you get your third late. Like right now, he's starting it. But it is significantly later than you would see in some other builds. And he's also not getting to armory, so he's got 1-1 upgrades, but he's not going to be able to continue to get ahead in upgrades. Or he's not going to be able to extend his upgrade advantage anytime super soon.
I like the observer placement here from Hellokitty, watching both of those pathways towards his natural expansion. Something you can do that's pretty unique to the map of Neoplanet S.
He's hiding his Phoenix also, which is important to note. Because his opponent is going to miscalculate the correct number of Vikings to get.
I dare say he might need 2 starports at this point.
He would definitely want to build a second starport if he knew this is exactly what's going on. Medevac in the back. The natural Photon Overcharge is still on.
He just redeployed it.
Yeah, okay.
Because he knew the medevac was in the vicinity.
Smart move there. And he's got to worry about defending his third base as well, of course. That's another vulnerable spot on Neoplanet S. Third is often very vulnerable. Still hiding those Phoenix.
Yep.
But now he may use him to defend a natural
Marines
drop.
Marauders trying to stim up to that third to cancel it, but Hellokitty is there and waiting. Meanwhile, the drop is going to get killed by the Phoenixes. He's trying to kill those before the units pop out, but not going to be successful. The Marines taking some shots at those Phoenixes.
Oh, lifting a Marine. What?
I don't know if I agree with that, Nick.
Yeah,
Nick, he just lost 2 Phoenixes.
I don't think he'd agree.
For 1 Marine? Did he even kill the Marine?
He didn't kill the Marine, actually.
He didn't kill the medevac. Okay, a little bit of a mistake there.
He could have just killed the medevac and ran away.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. But he did catch a bunch of these units out there, so it's not like that put him behind and mostly equalized. And also his third is so much faster than Terrans, so it really should be the other way around. So losing 2 Phoenix, a small micro error, but the grand scheme of things is he's been macroing ahead of XY, just as far as the way his build is developed.
Oh, my...
Oh, and
Deja vu.
Yeah, There you go.
Okay.
Now he's going to take it down.
All right, Colossus coming out, going to help with this, and now all the Marines going to get picked up.
And that was a nice use to pick up. Make sure you don't lose any probes. And it's not like the energy is super important. You're mostly using a Phoenix to kill Vikings and medevacs. So I kind of like Hellokitty's position. The very late third of the Terran kind of committed him to do damage, and he wasn't able to really get any damage done. I mean, killing 2 Phoenixes for reducing a drop and units out by the third is not damage. If anything, that's anti-damage. Hellokitty's composition is looking very strong right now. Yes, he's a little behind in upgrades, but with no armor, he's going to catch up.
Second starport being added on, 7 Vikings on the ground
Where the
right
Phoenix?
now. Vikings trying to take some shots at these Colossi. I do not know. The Phoenix coming in from the side. Colossus doing a lot of damage to the Marauders and Marines. The Phoenix is trying to engage those Vikings, trying to preserve the life of those Colossi. Stalkers might take some shots as well as the Sentries. Meanwhile, we have a drop of swords in the third base. And no, the Nexus goes down.
Everything there is just collapsing for Hellokitty all at the same time.
That's exactly what XY wanted.
And now it's pretty much even up this game. If anything, XY might even be ahead. He's got a second starport up. In fact, I would say he is ahead, although he's still not continuing upgrades, which is so he's going to fall, down to being equal in that department. But yeah, with the double Stargate, so as soon as that reactor gets summoned a second Stargate, he should be able to produce enough Vikings to deal with this composition. And this composition gets scary once you get like 6 Colossi, then Bio can't touch it. And losing 2 Colossi in that engagement is a really big blow.
Absolutely. Got to keep those expensive units alive.
He is getting the attack for the Phoenix, which is a really useful upgrade because their base damage per little missile thing is 5 against a Viking. So moving it from 5 to 6 is a 20% increase from the most valuable attack upgrades in the entire game. Of course, compensated Terran could get armor upgrades, but they normally don't do that.
Phoenix has got to be careful, losing a few shields. However, the Nexus is relatively vulnerable. Hellokitty, okay, he had a Zealot. He had some Zealots in the Colossus there.
Enough to scare XY and backing away. I'd like to see him. I guess he can't really build Observer. He needs to keep up with the Colossi production to match his army considering his loss. And now XY coming in for an engagement here.
Some Zealots being warped in here. 2-2. Upgrades are fairly even at this point in time. Phoenix is trying to take down the medevacs. Meanwhile, we have some units running into that third base, trying to cancel that once again. Hellokitty trying to micro this properly, pulling those Colossus away while trying to target down the Vikings with the Phoenixes. Keeping 1 Colossus alive. It looks like all the Vikings will get taken out, so keeping that away. But meanwhile, at the third, some probes getting taken out. And it looks like Hellokitty should be able to clean that up.
Yeah, he only lost a few probes, so a nice defense there by Hellokitty. He's going to hang on to it. And after a battle like this, you want to take stock of things. And important things to take stock of in this situation, how many Colossi and Phoenixes Protoss have, how many medevacs and Vikings does Terran have?
2 Colossi, 8 Vikings, 8 Phoenixes, 4 Vikings, 4 medevacs. Now up to 7 Vikings. Again, 2 starports enables 4 Vikings to be made at a time, provided they are both reactored, and they both are.
This is an interesting situation. I feel XY is starting to pull a little bit ahead because he's been able to keep the Colossi count very low. If he can continue to do that, he can do something like what he's doing right now with the SCV pool. So this is a situation where Protoss ideally either really wants to be able to start getting Storm or a second Robo to keep the the anti-ground force up, because this attack's gonna hit. He's gonna have 3, maybe 4 Colossi on the field, and that's a lot of bio. And it's 2-2, or it's gonna be just 2-1, but it's gonna be 2-2. And he was very smart. He got the armor upgrade for there instead of attack, and armor is so much better against Phoenix than attack.
Oh, looks like Hellokitty going to try to engage here, hallucinating some Colossi to try to absorb some of the Viking damage. I love that move. The Phoenix is trying to take down the Vikings, but so much bio down below. XY taking a supply lead, but slowly losing it. Hellokitty retreating as fast as possible, and now XY having all the momentum in this engagement. All the Vikings, though, looks like they have been taking out. Phoenix is trying to deal with this, but the last remaining Colossus has been taken out. Reinforcement Colossus coming forward, but I think XY might have too much.
He's attacking the third with some small squadron units. There's very few Marines left in the competition, so the Phoenix actually can maybe pick everything off. The medevacs are gone as well. Marauders, though, they're now in a natural, focusing down that Nexus. Phoenix has come back, lifting 3 at a time, trying to focus those down, but with the 2-2 upgrades, the Phoenixes are unable to kill them very quickly. The third, of course, was able to be defended by Hellokitty, but with the natural falling and all the probes dying, this game is looking worse and worse for Hellokitty. Again, he's going to hold up this way, but with no Colossi, He's only going to have a single Colossus out for the next wave, and that's going to be even more difficult to take on.
Well, he's getting a High Templar Archive, so making that transition to like he has 1,200 gas banked. So the minerals are going to be important. He has to remake that natural expansion. Going to try to counter across the map, doing a little bit of counter aggression, but might change his mind again. XY has been making plenty of units behind this.
Oh, those Marauders, actually there's only 3 Celts. If all the Zealots chasing him, Marauders didn't find Medivacs or friends or damage enough, it might have been a different story, but now Zealot's going to retreat across the map. XY is backing up, producing more Medivacs. That's an important unit he needs now, is Medivacs and Marines. Once he can get up to about 20 to 30 Marines and enough Medivacs, he should be able to attack again. Looks like he's actually going to try some drop play. And this is a way that Hellokitty can get back in the game. If he can catch these drops and annihilate them, maybe if XY loses 20 food in a drop in a poor trade, all of a sudden Hellokitty could have an army that can compete with XY's main force.
It looks like Hellokitty only making Archons, did not start the Storm upgrade, made 6 High Templar, but made them all into Archons, actually 8, and he has an extra High Templar.
He was in one of those situations where I think he didn't have the minerals to afford Psystorm, which is a weird situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what happens when you lose your natural and you're mining off like long distance from the natural. Only the third is really going on. Attacking the rocks here. Trying to open that up a little bit. But there's 3 cannons there. I mean, that army can beat 3 cannons, but I kind of think he should just group up and work with both his armies together.
Oh, he knows where these Medivacs are. He can pick them off with the Phoenixes.
Oh, the Phoenixes are they going to hunt him down?
They thought he went back to the left.
And
now
he's also afraid of Vikings potentially. He only has 1 Colossus. He doesn't want to abandon it.
All right, Phoenix is coming forward, taking down the Medivacs, getting lifted back up there are the units.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. However, XY coming forward with his main army. The Medivacs need not be isolated here. A lot of Archons here. Hellokitty needs a perfect engagement here. Can he make it happen? Great kiting here from XY, spreading out those units. The DPS out of these Marines is incredible. Phoenix is trying to take out those Vikings. Hero Colossus above. It needs to get so many kills if Hellokitty wants to win this game. Can he do it? A lot of Zealots being warped in. It's so close. I think he might be able to barely hold on. The Colossus so low in life, and it does go down. A Hero Marauder taking him out. Still a lot of Phoenixes up above. But behind this, XY, he has a 4th base.
He's at 4th base, but
there's 4 observers here for some reason.
Yeah. I mean,
awesome.
If XY can just group his units together and not, you know, do the drop stuff, if he just waits a minute, heals up, groups up, and then goes again, maybe when all these Marines catch up, he should be in good position.
Oh, Hellokitty poking out, changing his mind, losing 1 Phoenix due to that decision. XY charging into this 4th base, or this 3rd base once again, and I think this might be enough for XY. But Hellokitty hung strong. He hanged in there as long as possible, but I think that this might be too much. Maybe?
When your probes don't do well against 3
well,
Oh, the Colossus from the back.
That's a lot of Marines too.
Yeah, it's very but there's 2 Vikings, and the Phoenix count has been depleted, even using the Medivac to oh, another Warpin though. No, that Colossus is gonna go down, and XY is gonna just back away from the main.
Yep.
Take out this, and once this Nexus goes down, Hellokitty's only mined from natural, which is basically mined out.
Wow, GG there from Mr. Hellokitty, and XY takes the series, and that was another 2-1, wasn't it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a really exciting series. Those 2 guys seem to be actually very evenly matched there. Hellokitty really such a diverse set of builds there. And I think XY didn't really know how to approach Hellokitty's style very well, but he was eventually able to overcome it just with, you know, sheer force of will in that 3rd game.
Wow, very exciting game, and here was one of those instrumental engagements. Hellokitty trying to warp in those Colossi, had to absorb some of the Viking damage. Great time warp onto that Bio army.
You know, if XY didn't scan before he sent the Vikings, it actually could have been a very different situation here, because he just targeted all the correct Colossi.
Yeah, so was scanning obviously reveals the hallucinated ones. So wow, great play there from XY. Good play from Hellokitty as well, but unfortunately for him, he's going to be dropping down to the group stages of the WCS America. Challenger League is not out of WCS America just yet, so keep your eye on when the group stages end up happening. But again, congrats to XY for advancing to the next round of the bracket stage. Coming up next, it's going to be Huck versus Neeb. Stay tuned. You're watching the Challenger League of WCS America.